Hey tribe, welcome back to Winie Student World. My name is Winie and I am excited to hang out with you again today. Okay, so we're talking about scholarships today. I know, yeah, the money. Okay, be serious. We're talking about scholarships today, which is one of my most asked questions. Like, how can I get a scholarship? How can I find a school that will give me a scholarship? Yeah, that question comes to my email more often than others. So I am going to be giving you a general overview of the kinds of scholarships that exist and what they mean or how you can qualify for them. And yeah, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Okay, before I continue, full disclosure, I went to school without any debt. Actually, both my undergrad and graduate education was fully sponsored by the different institutions. So I got my bachelor's degree at South Carolina State University, and I got my PhD from University of Miami, and both of them were fully paid for. And so, okay, let me tell you how all that works. Number one is merit scholarships. So these are actually one of the most common kinds of scholarships you can get. And so it's given to you based on how good you are academically. So those people that like terrorize people in class, is them. Yes, those are the people that get the scholarship. High GPAs, you have to get a very high SAT score. If you're from a country that requires test of English as a foreign language, you also have to score high on those tests. You also have to write a very good essay that shows that you can organize your thoughts. You also have to be at the top percentile in your class. So, schools are going all out to make sure that they get very good students academically. Of course, merit scholarships are very competitive because think about it, everybody wants it, right? And so even though a school can give you a cutoff for like, this is what you have to get, you always have to do your best because you never can tell who is going to apply that year and skew the curve for everybody. Okay, the second kind of scholarship is need-based scholarship. And to define this, it is for students who are great students, but who would not be able to afford that institution without some help. You'll find this scholarship mostly in Ivy League schools because everybody that is applying there has steam blowing out of their brains. And so the way to help people who may not be able to come to the institution is to give need-based scholarship. To do this, you have to submit a statement showing how much your parents or your family makes, and then they compare that with either a standard set by the school or the standard set by the government and determine whether that student qualifies for the extra money or not. When they do that, they decide also how much to give you. So they may give you anywhere from a full scholarship to a certain percentage or fraction of the money, expecting you to bring in the rest. Okay, the third scholarship is the athletics scholarship. Of course, with sports, you have to somehow show yourself or showcase yourself. So you may find that you have to be a student first before you do a tryout or an audition, or the more appropriate term for that, where you show them how good you are. But the point is, if you're good at any sport, don't hide it. Running, volleyball, swimming, you name it, hockey, baseball, whatever you are good at, you want to include that in your application, because if they are giving out scholarship for participation in that sport or in the university's team for that sport, you want to make sure you get a cut of that. Okay, the next one is what I call talent scholarships. So now you may not see the word talent, that's why I'm the one that kind of current that out, but this is for different talents that you may have. Now, when I was an undergrad student, I knew people who were on choir scholarship. Yes, my university had a choir, and people who were on that choir got full scholarships because they were on the choir. I know. And somebody's probably watching this thinking, I can sing. Okay. Again, if you have certain talents, you want to include that in your application. Talent scholarships may also not be obvious from, the university's admission page. So you may need to contact the department or the admission office and ask what specific scholarships they have. Just blatantly say what you're good at and see if they have, a scholarship for that. So when it comes to talent, singing, acting, painting, drawing, pottery, whatever you're good at, some schools have money to support students because of what they're good at. Okay, the next scholarship is disability scholarship. Now, these scholarships are for students who have certain difficulties, whether it's with hearing or seeing or speaking or walking or, any kind of disability really. Actually, a lot of schools have a pocket of money to support students who may have some kind of difficulty. So please do not hide anything about yourself, especially if it's a disability, because you never know what you qualify for, because schools actually value having students who are different. And so this could be something to your advantage. The next scholarship is the diversity scholarship. Now, this scholarship is for institutions who want to diversify their student body for XYZ reasons. So it could be to bring in people of a certain gender into a department, or it could be to bring in people of different skin colors or from different backgrounds. It doesn't matter what it is. So schools would typically have money to support students who are from different backgrounds. My younger brother actually got some of his undergraduate education paid for with a diversity scholarship. So for international students, this is our jam. We are diverse because we are typically not from a country where we decide to go to school. So please ask about this scholarship if it exists, and if it does, make sure you apply for it. The last but not the least is private scholarships. So these scholarships are sponsored by individuals, foundations, endowments, companies, you name it. These people will give money to the school to support certain kinds of students. Now, of course, because they're the ones giving the money, they get to decide what the requirement is, or what kinds of students they want the money to go to. Now, the schools will typically have a list of private scholarships that they have access to or that they've worked with in the past. And as an incoming student, you can go through them and see which criteria or which requirements best fit who you are. With every single kind of scholarship, it doesn't hurt to ask questions. So if you don't immediately see any of these things listed on the school website, email, call, ask questions, because you never know something that may be under the radar that is just for you. I hope this is helpful. As always, I am open and ready to answer any questions that you have about this general overview of scholarships. Of course, let me know if you have gotten a scholarship to study abroad and what kind of scholarship it was, because there may be something that you have that I didn't cover, and we all want to learn from each other, right? Okay, all right. So until I come your way again, my name is Winie, and I am the founder of Winie Student World, which is an online platform for international students and professionals. If you have not followed or subscribed, please tell me, what is the wait? No, tell me, what exactly is keeping you? Because we are cool here, like we really are. Okay, all right.